Okay, the informal meeting for the City Commission is called to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Ricketts?
Here.
Mr. Rigsby?
Here.
Mrs. Tackett? Here. Mr. Wallace?
Here.
Mr. Rue?
Here. City Manager, go ahead and introduce our work
Yes.
session.
Tonight, Commission, we have one work session item, and that is a presentation about the water meter upgrade project. And with us is our Service Director, Chris Moore.
Good evening, Commissioners. So we're here kind of celebrating the halfway point of our water meter upgrade. We started this 2 years ago, have 2 years to go. I'm going to do a little refresher and then let you know where we stand and take any questions you might have. So why are we replacing our water meters? They're 30 plus years old. Our last meter change out was 1994 to 1996. They were failing at a rate of about 30 to 40 per week. And we found this as a way we could have improved customer service. Residents will be able to set up leak alerts to get notified if their water is running more than it should based on their standards, not ours. And it also, EPA wants us to be able to track non-revenue water. And as water meters get old, they don't speed up, they slow down. And we know these meters were not capturing all of the water that we're going through them. So we'll talk about the what. These are the new meters right here. This is what is in most people's houses if you have a new one. This is what is in most people's houses if you still have an old one. We set out to replace 4,000 to 5,000 of the residential size meters every year and 50 to 200 of the commercial meters each year. And what we've done is backed off a little bit on the residential and really ramped up the commercial just because the logistics behind some of those are tricky. And we want to make sure when we get our hands on one of those meters, we get it installed. So when would be right now. We've replaced 11,586, have 11,900 meters remaining to be replaced. We really wanted to be at the halfway mark here, but we're also very scared to run out of meters before we can purchase more. So we're sitting on them. We have to make sure we have meters to go with all the new housing stock that's being built. So it's a good problem to have. So where? We have been everywhere that is blue, and we will, in the next 2 years, we will go everywhere that is red. We're slowly trying to turn all of those blue. And you can see what we do is pick a neighborhood, primarily the utility billing meter reading routes. There are 200 to 300 customers in a route, and we go in and we take care of an entire route at a time. So to kind of give you an idea of what's going on out there, we have 7 repeaters that help transmit data around the community and 1 big base station on our water tower. So the information goes from these water meters to the repeaters through the tower to a database so that it can be read by the folks in utility billing and referenced in our office when we're working with people on leaks and usage calculations. So one of the concerns people have is there's this radio device transmitting something in my house that's scary to me. So this gives you an idea of the things we interact with on a daily basis, what kind of emissions they have compared to the water meter. So the water meter is pretty minor in the big picture. I think if you're a smartphone user or a microwave user, it probably shouldn't even register for you. These give us the ability to read an individual meter at any time. So where this comes in handy is when there's a closing on a house. If someone comes in and wants to transfer an account, we can read it immediately. We don't have to send somebody, change the account, and everything is zeroed out at that moment. Unless we request it, the meter is the information is transmitted 2 times per day at 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. And then every 24 hours, it will give us notice of leak detections. 2 good examples of that happened today. We had two houses that were using about 3,000 gallons of water a day. That's much more than any house should be using in a day. So we went to knock on the door, see if everything was okay. The houses were vacant. So we turned the water off because we knew there was that much water blowing into that house. And that's going to happen this time of year. These meters will give us freeze alerts. They will give us dry pipe alerts. So we know if there's a problem. It's been, the feedback we've received has been very positive when we reach out to someone to let them know that it looks like you have a water leak. In many cases, we can talk them through on the phone, and they're like, yeah, the basement toilet's running. I didn't realize it. And it keeps them from getting those big surprise large water bills. So this is just a dashboard that we can look at. There's no need to go into detail, but it just shows we can look at all right now 11,000 of these meters and see which ones we're having trouble getting information from. That might mean we need to go out and work on the installation. Sometimes when they're in a meter pit, oddly enough, the meter pits are harder than when they're in the basement. So we'll go out and make sure we can read them. It will show us which areas of town have the largest water usage, and that helps us know even better when and where to be running which booster pumps. And in the case of a fire, it would let us know that fire demand and domestic demand is up in an area. We need to increase what we're pumping to that area. So this is what AMI and AMR is not. AMI, it's not flow control. We can't control the flow of the water going to your house. Nothing changes there. We can't control the temperature of your water. Tap water is 52 to 54 degrees. It's going to remain that coming into your house, and you can heat it as you see fit. This has nothing to do with rationing. We can't throttle it down. We can't turn your water off if we think you're sprinkling your lawn too much. It is nothing more than a better way for us to meter water than the old mechanical way. So this shows what a typical route looks like. We go into an area like that, and in many cases, we get help from neighbors because one neighbor will tell another, hey, this meter change out is happening. I had mine done. It was painless. They showed up on time. It took 10 to 15 minutes, and they were out the door. So we have, over the last 2 years, tried many, many methods of what is the best way to notify folks this is happening. And this has turned out to be the best way. We hang a 10-day notice on everyone's door on a Saturday, and that gives them 15 business days to reach out to us and schedule an appointment. After that 15th day, if they have not called, we turn the water off. When they call us and say the water's off, we schedule a meter appointment, and we turn the water back on. If they miss the appointment, we turn the water back off. It seems extreme. It seems harsh. It has worked better than every other method. Folks are not interested in answering the door when we go. We tried signs around neighborhoods. Those proved to be ineffective. So we've been using this method about 18 of the 24 months that we've been doing it, and it has worked. So, once again, the process, we hang a notice. There are 10 business days. The water gets shut off if an appointment is not made. If there's a missed appointment, it gets shut back off. When we give out the notices, we stay open until 6 p.m. to give people a chance to call us after work. The phones ring very heavily between 4:30 and 6 on those days. But it is not uncommon by Wednesday for us to have an entire neighborhood scheduled, knowing that a handful of those houses we won't get scheduled because they're vacant or under construction, that sort of thing. So this process has been working. One last thing that it's just a separate benefit of this is that we are mandated to figure out what type of water line. Is it copper? Is it lead? Is it galvanized? What's running into every house in our community? And we have to identify that at 2 locations on that water service. So when we change out the water meter, we're able to get one location. So when we're reporting all of the meter information, We can mark down if a service is lead, copper, galvanized. So we're building that database as we do this. Do you have any questions at all for me about our water meter upgrade?
Good job on getting halfway there, though.
I'm
That was a
excited.
goal, yeah.
The vendor, they didn't think we would fail. They knew we would fail. Now we're way over the hump as far as the failure mark.
You may have said this, but what is the life? 'Cause I know the other ones last forever. What's the life?
These are in the 20-year range. And
the
they're, so,
Same?
pardon me?
Same on the old device or much longer?
Yeah, the old ones, they said the useful life was 20 years. We started seeing different pieces fail.
So inefficiencies,
Yeah.
and so wouldn't it be
With
accurate?
these, when they go bad, there's no working on them. You just send them back, get another one.
Mhm.
They refurbish it and send it back.
Other questions from commissioners?
Chris, just to be clear,
Yeah.
some of the meters are located on the inside of the house and some of the meters are located on the outside of the house, correct?
Correct.
So if somebody's meter is on the outside, they're just going to get a notice that you're going to be changing it and they don't have to be home.
If the meter's on the outside, we won't turn their water off without telling them, but we will start working our way down the street. And because in a meter pit, we can typically change one in a meter pit in 5 minutes or less. As far as the water disruption goes, we'll knock on the door. If someone's home, tell them we're going to turn your water off for 5 minutes, swap it out, and move on.
And if their meter's on the inside of the house, they have to be there so that you can get in.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Chris, do you have a goal of when you want to be completed with the second half?
Yeah, 2 more years.
2 more
Yep.
years.
2 more years. And really, outside of supply chain issues, we're very much on track to hit that.
Chris, I have a question for you. This is sort of pertinent. You talked about collecting what the service type was as far as galvanized, lead,
Mhm.
copper. Like probably a lot of the citizens out there, I received a notice that I may have galvanized, or I may have one of those types in my house, and it might require a replacement if it's galvanized or lead. Could you talk about that for just a second, just to let people know? Because I know when I got the notice, I thought, what is this?
No, unfortunately, the notices are very alarming. The language is mandated by Ohio EPA, and we continue to try to soften it to the extent possible. Because one thing that we're very fortunate of here in our community, we do not have a lead problem in our water system. Prior to the new lead and copper rule, we were on the least stringent testing regimen because lead doesn't show up in our water. In our community, lead first enters the water system in the pipe coming to an individual house. Our water lines aren't lead, thankfully. So what we have to do per US EPA law is identify what every service is made of on the city side and the property owner side, which it can be different and is in many cases, and then work to replace all the ones that are lead or galvanized that has ever been downstream of lead. Until we do that, we have to send letters to every single customer every single year. So the only people that don't get a letter are the ones we know the entire service is copper. So everybody who is lead, galvanized requiring replacement, or unknown, which the unknown is the big number, they all get a letter. Mine is an unknown. I drink tap water all day. It doesn't concern me. If anybody is ever concerned about lead in the drinking water, we have a ton of resources on our website at springfieldohio.gov/lead. We will gladly talk to people. Because we want to, if you're concerned, we want to, one, educate you, but also help you identify what your pipes are to either put you at ease or help you get a plan of action and get our records up to speed.
Hey, before you go, please, from the commission, tell your staff who has worked hard plowing our roads, thank you. Thanks for spending the extra long hours that they're doing. And And we know that people are becoming impatient because there's about 4 feet of snow around many of their cars. And I think you did release an article, but to our residents, please be patient. They're trying to get to every street and clearing folks out. But thanks for working so hard. Truly
Thank you.
appreciate it.
They're still out there right now.
I'm
so.
sure.
Chris, would you just quickly remind everybody how many miles of roads we have inside the city limits?
No, because if I guessed right now, I'd be lying.
Lots. Is there a
It is a
motion? Is there a motion to conclude the work session?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Wallace,
Yes.
Mrs. Tackett,
Yes.
Mr. Rigsby,
Yes.
Mr. Ricketts.
Yes.
Mr. Rue.
Yes.